In last lectures, we have already discussed about the typical structure of gynoecium. Gynoecium is a female reproductive part of the flower. It consists of or made up of three main parts. The oval basal portion, that is the ovary. It consists of the ovules which is attached to the placenta, and style and the stigma. So these are the three basic part of the gynoecium. And the basal portion is ovary, which consists of the ovules. And now today's lecture is going on, that is the structure of ovule and their types. The ovule is the megasporangium, that is megaspore containing structure located within the gynoecium. It develops from the placental tissues. It is the structure which gives rise to seed after fertilization. Means the ovules get converted into the seeds, and the ripened ovary or mature ovary get converted into the fruit, and dried or mature ovules get converted into the seeds after the fertilization. So the number of ovules in a gynoecium varies from species to species. In some it is one, and in some others it may be more in numbers. So now see the typical structure of the ovule. Now in this diagram shows the structure of the ovule. A typical ovule in angiosperm shows some parts. In that, first one is what? Funicle. The cylinder stalk by which ovule is attached to the placenta is called funicle. Means the stalk of ovule is called as what? Funicle, because this ovule, which consists of or made up of two main parts. One is stalk of ovule and the oval structure that is known as oval body. Okay, so these are the two main parts of the ovule. In that, the first one is stalk of ovule is called funicle, and the main function of ovule funicle is what? That is to give the proper support, to give the mechanical support to the oval body. Now the second part of the oval body is, that is the hilum. The point of attachment of the ovule to the funicle or stalk is termed as hilum. Means ovule body attached to the stalk of ovule. That base, that point is known as what? That is the hilum. The next part, that is known as raphe. Now see the diagram. In this diagram, the part of the funicle which extends beyond the hilum along the body of the ovule, forming a rigid like structure, is known as raphe. Through raphe, the food is supplied to the nucellus, means nutrition, to provide the food material to the growth and the development of the female gametophyte. This is the most important function of this raphe. Then the next part, that is the openings, and in that the uppermost part of oval body, they shows the small opening, that opening known as chalajal opening. It is the distal end of the raphe or base of the ovule from where the integuments arises. Means the chalajal is the opening, and with this opening, the ovules, the base of the ovule, which from where integuments developed or produced. Then next is nucellus. Nucellus is the main body of the ovule, which consisting the thin walled parenchymatous cells called nucellus, in which the embryo sac is present at the upper end. The next part is integuments. Integuments is nothing but, that is the wall and the layers which is covered to embryo sac. the nucellus is surrounded by two envelopes or two layers or two walls called the integuments. In that, the outer integument and inner integuments are present. The inner integuments is formed first and then the outer integuments is developed. In some flowers of natural order, example is a Asteraceae or also known as a Compositae. In that, the ovule shows only one integument, while ovules of some plants like the santalum would without integuments. Means some seeds, some ovules with integuments, or some seeds without integuments in a different seeds of different ovaries of different flowers. Then next is the lowermost openings, that is micropyle. The integuments leave an opening at the apex of the ovule, and this opening is known micropyle. It may be narrow or broad depending on the extent of nucellus enclosed. In majority of the angiospermic plants, ovule is found to be inverted, that is the micropyle and funicle lie parallel and close to each other, while chalagel lies away from the funicle. This the anatropous ovule, which is mostly found in angiospermic plants, and in this anatropous ovules, all the oval body which is parallel to the raphe, hilum and the funicle. Such type of ovule is known as what? Anatropous ovule. Then next and the most important part of the ovule body, which is completely present at the innermost part and most essential part for the fertilization process, that is the embryo sac. It is a large oval cell lying embedded in the nucellus towards the chalagel end. The embryo sac is the proper female gametophyte. This embryo sac after fertilization shows development of embryo, which is the most important part of the fertilized ovary or young seeds. The mature embryo sac or female gametophyte in majority of angiospermic plant is 8 nucleated and 7 celled structures. Means in such type of the anatropous ovules there are 8 nucleus and 7 celled structures. It's more important key characteristics of the angiospermic ovules, because this ovule consists of 7 celled and 8 nucleated structure in such type of the ovules. Of these 8 nuclei, 3 from antipodals and remaining opposite the micropylar end in the sac. In the middle of the embryo sac, 2 polar nuclei, or it is also known as what? Secondary nuclei, fused and form the secondary nucleus. The remaining 3 nuclei form the egg apparatus towards the micropylar end in the embryo sac. The egg apparatus consists of a central large ovum or egg, and lateral 2 are the synergids, and these synergids to give the nutritive support to the development of this egg. And during the development of embryo, these 2 synergids is denature or degenerates. This is about the structure of the ovule and their parts with their different functions. Okay, we will stop here, and in a next lecture we will discuss about the types of the ovules.